Hello soulmates, welcome to class. In today's class we'll be learning how to cut and sew an umbrella skirt. So to do that, the waist measurement I'm working with is 24 and the length of the skirt I'll be making is 17. So to do that, we have to divide the waist measurement 24 divided by 6.28, and that will give us 3.82. So approximately I'm going to approximate it to 4. So now I will add the length of the skirt to my radius, which is 4. So 17 plus 4 will give us 21. So I folded this material fabric into four layers. Okay, this is the first one. Folded it into 2 and then into 4. So we have to cut 360 degrees flare. So I'll measure 21 inches from this point. I'll add 1 inch for sewing allowance, so 22 here, and I'll mark 22 all the way. 22. Okay, so the next thing, I'll mark out my 4 inches. Then I'll cut out. After cutting, I'll notch, and I'll also notch the center. And then I cut out my flare. Next thing, I'll open it up on one side because I'm going to add zip. I'll keep this aside, then we'll cut our band. Of my band is 5 inches, so that is 24. So I'll add it up. So this now my band. For the sake of the remaining material, I'm going to cut out a bow tie. What is remaining here is not going to be of any use, so I just decided on my own to make a little bow tie for this girl. Length inches. I mean, the width is 10 inches and the length is about 10 inches by 13 inches. Okay, so this is our bow. So I'll still go ahead and make another little bow tie again that can be attached to the shirt of this skirt. You know, this one is going to be small. This is 8. So now this is going to be for our second bow. That's all the fabric I need. So I'll see you all in our sewing machine. For the preparation of this skirt, I've started sewing the skirt. So I'm trying to hem the side, and I'm sewing on 1/2 inch. So I'm fold the skirt down, the hem part, I'm going to fold it in on 1/4 inch, and I'll fold it over again on 1/2 inch, and I'll sew it down. Can you see? Done. So I'll go quickly and iron it, and then we start sewing the band to it. Okay, so mates, our umbrella skirt is getting set and ready. You can see I've hemmed the area. I folded it in by 1/2 inch and I've sewed it down, iron it, and now I'm going to place the band. This is the band I cut out. Okay, this is the band. The width of this band is about 5 inches, and I folded 1/2 inch on each side, and I iron it down with my interfacing to hold it in place. So now I'm going to fix it. So I'll try it out now. How do I sew? I'm going to place this skirt in between this band like so. I'll close it up and then I'll top stitch on. Can you see that? The next thing to do now is to join the zipper allowance to the particular point where you want your zip to start. So right now I'm going to measure it down first to be sure. So I'll measure from this point to the extent that I want, and then my zipper allowance is 1 inch, so I'm going to sew 1 inch on this place down to hold the zipper allowance in place. So I'll do. So on this part, I'll go and iron it down now to lay flat. So cellmates, I've ironed it out. As you can see, it's laying down flat, and I've also ironed my zip allowance like so. So to fix our zipper, this is my zip. I'll place it right side facing right side like this. So you have to adjust your zip to the length that you desire. Okay, so I'll place it like this on the right side, and I'll sew it down now. Then I'll turn it over to this other side. This our zip, can you see? So I'm done with our skirts. Can you see? All right, so we'll keep that aside now, and then we'll go over to the bow tie. So earlier I cut out two material from the remnants of this child's material, and I told you we are going to use it for our bow tie. So this, look at what I've done. I sewed the four corners of this material, and I left an opening by the side. So I turn it over from this opening, and I went to give it a very good press. So there are two of them, the smaller one and this other big one. So now I also cut out the strip that I will use to band it. So what I'll do next is from this center place, I'll pleat it like to form a bow tie. So we have it. It's as simple as this. And next thing I'll do is to use my strip and band it around like this. Okay, so then you start adjusting it, to how you want it. Can you see that? So the next thing I'll do is to quickly sew this one down. I'll sew it down now. I'll show you, and I'll also do the same thing for this smaller one, and I'll show. So mates, we have our bow tie, the big one and the small one. Can you see? And it's so beautiful. So remember that what we did was to sew this umbrella skirt, and I thought to myself, this child cannot wear skirts without wearing a top or a blouse to it. So despite whatever plans the mother must have made for her blouse or her top, I decided to do something, because I like always to impress my customers, to go beyond their expectation and wow them. So I decided to use a little pieces of the fabric I have, a doll face, to make a little blouse for this child. So this is the blouse. What I did is just to place a pattern that I cut out with her size on a paper, and then I cut out the neck, cut out the armhole, because it's going to be, and then add the zipper, because I wanted it to be a very simple blouse. So I went ahead to use the matching bias to turn up the neck line, and then I also used the bias to turn the armhole. I put a zip at the back, I hem it down, iron it neatly. You can see the finished work is so perfect and neat. Can you see? So that is what I did. So now we have a top. What do? I grab one of my bow tie, because I just want to decorate this thing and make it look beautiful. So I grab one of my bow tie. My plan is to place it on top like this, and then use this to do a hairband for this child. Okay, so to fix this bow tie, you need a pressing button. That is what you use. It comes in black, it comes in white, so you use any color that fits you. So I'm going to use white now to press it down. So how do I do that? You have to place your bow tie to the particular style you want. It can be like this, it can be this way, you can bring it to the side, you can also decide to put it by the side here. Anyhow you want, you just have to be creative. Okay, soulmate, so I want to place it like this for this child. So I'll quickly go to the particular point and put a mark on it, and also mark it on my bow tie. So I'm going to press this against this, and coming down to this place, I'll also locate the place I want, put a dot to it, and also mark it. That's all. So I'll separate them. So now I already know where to mark. So I'll quickly pick my press button, open it up, okay, and press this against this at the point I want to place, and begin to sew. Now how do you sew? You have to sew it down with your needle and thread. So I went ahead to fix in a matching thread with my needle. So now I'm going to sew it down. So for the benefit of those who are not used to using hand needle, this is how you sew it down. Make sure it's neat. It has to be neat, because we are after inseam perfect finish. So I finished fixing press buttons, and I'm going to attach the one on our both sides. It's still the same thing. If you watch what I'm doing, what I'm sewing here is not showing on the right side. Look, remember I said we are after inseam perfect finish. So you will remember that this bow tie is doubled. Look at it. So you have to pass your needle in such a way that you are only sewing the outer layer of the first fabric, like so. Look at what I'm doing. So I'm not touching this underlay fabric at all. I'll cut it out. So now I'll just press it one. I'll grab the second one and fix it like so. Did you see that? So now that we are done with this, the next thing to do is to grab this small bow and start making our hair band. Okay, let's do that. Do this, we need a hair clip. You can use a hair clip like this, or you can use your Alice band or any band of your choice. Okay, so I just want to use this hair clip. Then this is our bow tie. Then this is the crinoline I want to use to add up to this. So what you have to do is to cut out the size of the crinoline you want to use. I cut out the quantity of crinoline. So the next thing to do is to gather this part. So after gathering it, I will use my thread and begin to tie it together. Then I'll cut out the excesses, and I will use my lighter to search the edge of it. Then the next thing I'll do is to place it at the middle, gather it together like so, and then I'll pull the two ends, join them together as you can see. Then the next thing, I'll use my needle and thread and begin to sew it. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to hold it in place. After doing that, I'll quickly grab the bow tie that we've made. I'll attach it to it, and then I'll sew it down neatly together. Then after that, I'll pick my comb, fix it behind, and begin to sew it together with my needle and thread. I told you we're going to do a lot of needle thread work, so that is what I'm doing now. So I'll begin to sew it to make sure that it's firm. You can also use your glue gum, to do this. So now we have everything in place, neatly fixed. I hope you like the finished look of this band. And now, soulmates, this is the finished look of our beautiful umbrella skirt and the gangan top that we made. Did you see? You see the twist of the bow tie we did is looking so beautiful, and her hairband. So we've come to the end of this class. Okay, thank you so much, and see you in our next video. Bye bye.